When you're profiling the sale, it's really important to know what's the trigger that would cause the customer to have to take action. Far too many sales get delayed and the forecast keeps slipping as the decision date gets further and further out. A lot of the time, that's because the customer doesn't actually have a reason why they need to buy before a certain date. But sometimes it's because they do, but they haven't really recognized it, or it hasn't been made to seem as important as it is to them. Now that's something that you can help with. As the salesperson in charge of making this deal happen, it's your responsibility to help the customer understand the benefits of taking action before a certain date. So let's say that you're selling to a publicly traded company. They have shares and they have quarterly earnings calls where the analysts get together with the executives in their business to see how they're doing, whether they're achieving their earnings, whether they're a good company to invest in. If they've had a recent poor performance and the executives in that business have said, next quarter or the quarter after that, we are going to improve our earnings. We're going to put profit through the roof so we can give a better dividend to our shareholders. That is a line in the sand. Now, if you can find a way that what you're selling in some way is going to have a ripple effect that even in the smallest of ways can contribute towards that goal, focus on that as being the trigger date, the reason why they should be taking action with you now, because action with you now will, to a small or a large degree, affect that. It will contribute towards that goal. Let's say that the customer you're selling to recently has had some problems with customer satisfaction. Whatever it is in their business, something's been going wrong and customers have been complaining. In fact, some of them might have been imposing service level agreement clauses in their contract to insist that the customer that you're selling to pays fines to them or provides like services at no charge to make up the difference and to satisfy them. This could be costing your customers money. So if they have a customer satisfaction problem and it's something your solution can help with, focus on when the next review dates are going to be with those customers. Again, that can be a line in the sand. That action has to have been shown to have happened by that point in time. If your customer currently buys products and services similar to yours from another supplier, but that supplier is going out of business, or that supplier has put its prices up, and your customer is not willing to be satisfied with those situations, that's why they're talking to you as a potential replacement. Well, what supply contracts with their own customers does your client have? The fact that they can't get supply or don't want to continue trading with another supplier, does that put some of their existing projects at risk? And they need to change suppliers quickly. They have to have a smooth transition. That again is a line in the sand that they have to take action by. So it's not enough just to say, do you want to buy my product or service? It's not enough just to sell the benefits of doing so. If you want to be sure that the sale won't slip on the forecast and that the customer will be really keen to take action, have a look at what's happening in their business, actions that must happen by a certain date, and connect what you're selling to those imperatives. That is the surest way for the customer to see context as to why they should be buying from you, and also why they should feel a sense of urgency to buy from you. Sometimes this is the key that top sellers put in the door and open the lock for allowing them to get a decision made even before the published decision date. So you know what it's like when you're starting to talk to a customer and they clarify when they want to buy from. And it might be several weeks in the future. There's a decision date there. It might be several months in the future. And if the customer is buying from you or from other suppliers, there might be a project plan, at which point they need to launch their project or what they're trying to do, and somewhere along the way, the purchasing from you is a component in a much larger plan. If you can show them that buying from you earlier is of great benefit because there's a trigger that could cause them to gain those benefits earlier, while your competitors are thinking that the decision date is several months in the future, you could be talking to the customer about an entirely different agenda, a totally different timetable and take the deal off the table while everybody else still thinks that they've got weeks up their sleeve. That's very strategic. So getting into the practice of talking to the customer about dates by which they could benefit by taking action, and being prepared to bring specific examples to them as to what those might look like and how they could benefit by taking faster action, is an absolute key that the top sellers are using these days to take deals off the table and wrap them up before competitors have a chance to react. Triggers drive action. Action drives revenue into your pocket.